What's up, guys? It's Nacho. Welcome back to Impact's Football Impact. That's right, we're back with Football Impact. And what an amazing week of football it has been. And we're going to kick it off with the Premier League. In the Premier League, Liverpool and Tottenham played an absolute thriller, which finished 2-2. And let's just say there was two world-class goals. Kicking it off with SALAH, who literally is the Egyptian Messi, because he scored 2 goals in this game. The first goal, I don't know what Eric Dyer was doing. He pretty much passed it to SALAH. Maybe he thought, you know what, I want to play for Liverpool, and I just passed it to Salah. No, it could be Konami. He scores, makes it 1-0. Then Victor Wanyama thought, you know what, I go off the bench and just show Pochettino I want to be in the team. So he scores a goal from literally out of nothing. Karius, who had an awful game, should have catched it or saved it or caught it. And Victor Wanyama just boom, thunderbolted in the fucking net. One apiece. That has to be one of the best goals I have ever seen anybody score. That's probably the best goal a non-Liverpool player has ever scored at the Kop. Unless somebody else wants to say something else, but I think it is. And then it was a penalty for Tottenham. Harry Kane missed it. English players just miss penalties. I don't know if they're cursed or whatever it is, but it doesn't make any sense. Then Salah went and done a little MESSI and just went past all the Tottenham players and put them back now 2-2. And then the controversy again. Van Dijk, £75 million defender. You thought he was going to make this defence better. I said he's not, because one player does not make that defence better. I don't care what player you are. I don't care if you're Sergio Ramos or fucking Thiago Silva. You ain't making that team better. And I'm telling you this right now, Liverpool need a goalkeeper and probably not a centre back, because they're not winning the league at this moment in time. Van Dijk give the penalty. Yes, it was a penalty. Everybody was saying, well, Lamela made the most of it. Yes, Lamela made the meal of it, really, but it was a penalty. And Kane stepped this time and put it in the bottom corner. 2-2. He's now scored 100 goals in the Premier League. Second all-time. He's second to Alan Shearer, the greatest ever player to play in the Premier League in terms of goal scoring. Maybe other people say something else. In minutes per goal. 144 games he took to score. I can't believe Alan Shearer took 124. That's incredible. So he is one. I actually want. If he stays in the Premier League for the longevity of his career, he will beat Alan Shearer's record. As much that pains me to say as a Newcastle fan, the only record that we actually have that's actually, something. So, but hopefully Real Madrid can buy him this summer so he doesn't have to break that record. But going back to the game, Liverpool 2 points dropped. Point game for Tottenham, if you could say Harry Kane missed the penalty. But it was a cracking game. I finished 2-2. Arsenal, Tottenham's North London rivals, who they play the weekend, beat a woeful Everton. And then, perfectly honest, Arsenal were excellent. Ramsey got a hat-trick. That's, I think, the first hat-trick he's ever scored in his career. First ever hat-trick for Arsenal. Second of all, Mkhitaryan, wow, he was unbelievable. Why have you not done that for Manchester United? Maybe Mourinho just doesn't like players. I don't know. You think of Kevin De Bruyne, Lukaku went to Chelsea. You think of Alexis Mohamed Salah, he's ripping it up right now. What is it with Chelsea players? What the hell is it with Mourinho and really just ruined talent? You can even say Juan Mata as well. He left Chelsea, so he has done something else. But Mkhitaryan was exceptional. 3 assists in this game, the most ever since he's been at Dortmund. So we see how he goes. I think maybe he could be one of the gems Arsenal have ever had. Also, Barnier played in this game, and I thought he looked so lively. He offers some pace, dimension, and them two had a really good relationship. Him and Mkhitaryan. They played Dortmund. They obviously feed each other's game really well, so he was excellent too. But enough about Arsenal's performance. They were excellent and totally deserved to win 5-1. Everton, that's the worst performance I've ever seen from an Everton team in my life. Literally, there was no heart, there was no desire, there was no urgency, there was no game plan. Like, what was the game plan? You put Free behind the ball, you put the players behind the ball. Well, I don't care. Unless you put a tackle in, which they didn't do in that first time. He didn't get a yellow card in the first time, Everton. Arsenal just walked all over him. It was an appalling game. Big Sam says the worst game he's ever seen in management, so that was that bad. But Everton need to be careful, because yes, they beat Leicester in midweek, but the fact of the matter is they're 31 points. They are 6 points above safety now. they need to get a couple wins going, or they are in a relegation battle. Manchester United get a 2-0 win, and a comfortable 2-0 win. Sanchez scores his first goal for Manchester United, even though he missed the penalty. But he pretty much got back and still scored anyway. Lukaku, who scored in this game as well. It is interesting that Lukaku has not scored against the top 6 team this season. All of his goals, all 12 Premier League goals, have all come against the bottom teams, the rest of the teams. That's incredible. Like, that's amazing. Like, this is the reason why Manchester United bought Lukaku, because he needs to show goals in big games. He hasn't done that this season yet. I say yet. We still got Manchester Derby coming up, and also Chelsea and other games coming. So we have to see what Lukaku can bring in them games. But right now, he needs to show something mentality-wise in terms of big games, Lukaku, because it just hasn't happened. As for Huddersfield, they didn't bring in a striker in the January transfer window. You totally see why. You can totally see where their problem is. There's no goals in that team, and for me, I'd be shocked if they stayed up right now, because they're in a bad run of form. At this stage of the season, you don't want to be in the relegation zone for the first time this season. At this stage of the season, they remind me of Blackpool when they got promoted. They just couldn't they couldn't do it for longevity, and they went down. I think the same thing will happen to Huddersfield Town. Manchester City, who got a draw away to Burnley, and my goodness me, they should have won this game by an absolute margin. In the first half, De Leo scores an absolutely fantastic goal. Then Kevin De Bruyne had chances. Aguero had a chance. He had an awful game, Aguero. And then at the end, Sterling missed an absolute sitter. I don't know how he's missed it. He's a yard out from goal. There's no one there in front of him. It's an empty goal, and it goes under his foot. Lack of concentration. I know he's scored 18 goals this season, Manchester City, and he's been excellent. I don't know how he's missed that. That's just egg on your face. All I can say. Then Burnley give Burnley impetus of going forward. And they get a goal at the end from Gunnarsson. What a ball in from the Burnley players who whipped that ball. I think it was Lowton. In to Gunnarsson. He scores. You could say Edison should have done better, but Edison had a really good game. He made some big saves from Aaron Lennon. And I actually think if I was any other goalkeeper, if that was Connor Bravo, they probably lost that game against Burnley 3-1 or even 2-1. So he's been immense for them this season. I think he's probably the top 3 goalkeepers in the Premier League. Maybe even top 5 in world football. He's been sensational, and I don't think he gets the credit he deserves. Brighton get a massive win against West Ham in a big 6-pointer relegation fight, and West Ham are not happy. The fans are not happy with the board. I think at the end of the game they're saying sack the board, and I can get what they're going through, West Ham, because I'm a Newcastle fan. I know how it feels to be robbed and be humiliated by the board and the owners. I totally get what West Ham going through. I totally get it. But at this stage, I understand they're going through so many worries, but again, David Moyes came in and trying to make that defence better. I guess Brighton, and just like Everton, there was nothing. There was no defence. Zabaleta, you can totally see why Man City got rid of him. He's got no pace. He's just an extra body on that team. He's not good enough for me. He probably should have went to Serie A where the pace is not as quick as it is in the Premier League. But Brighton were excellent. Esquedo scored an absolute worldie. I didn't see us coming. He was a world-class finish. Gross scored a good goal too. They totally deserve. I know Hernandez scored, but I just covered the cracks for West Ham. West Ham need to shape up, and their home form West Ham this season is not good enough. So they are in a relegation battle, and I think they need to find something, or they could go down this year. Brighton, massive win for them, and they've done the double over West. They've now done the double over West Ham this season, and West Ham have now conceded 12 goals against two newly promoted clubs. 6 against Newcastle and 6 against Brighton. They need help. Southampton get their first win in a while, and they beat West Brom 3-2 in a cracking game. But again, when you think Tony Pulis, he set a team up to score set pieces. Alan Partridge up on there and ripped it up to shreds, because they now concede from set pieces. 3 of the goals come from set pieces. The first 2 was I know West Brom took the lead from a corner. Yes, you could say yeah. Who's marking who? But again, Lamela scored an absolute fantastic goal. Then Ward-Prowse, who was fighting with Buffal, who wants to take a free kick, he stepped up and scored. And at the end, it just sums up West Brom this season. There's now a little gap between them and it's only 4 points. That's 2 wins. And this stage of the season, when you're struggling for form, and I think only on 3 or 4 games this season, they need to find some wins eventually, or I think they're going to go down. As for Southampton, massive win for them because there's speculation if they lost that game, Pellegrino would get a job. And last game is Newcastle United play Crystal Palace. This game finished 1 apiece. My team are in disarray of a striker. I know SALAH we bought him on deadline day. Fuck me, if he doesn't score the goals for us, I think we'll be down. Crystal Palace, good point for them. Same problem. If they don't get Benteke scoring goals, I think they go down. This relegation battle is going down the last day of the season where you can see 4 or 5 teams fighting for it. It is so tight down there. That's only goal difference separating 3 teams on 24 points. Absolutely mad. So guys, I've got the Premier League table where Man City top it on 69 points. Then it's Manchester United, Liverpool, Chelsea, Tottenham, Arsenal stay as they are. Then it's Burnley, who moved up a place, Leicester moved down. Then it's Bournemouth, who really moved up after another big one against Stoke. Everton down to 10th. At the bottom it is Watford, West Ham, Brighton, Crystal Palace, Southampton, Newcastle, Swansea, Stoke, Huddersfield and West Brom. There are 3 teams on 24 points. Goal difference could be big in the relegation battle. So guys, let's move on to the Bundesliga. And in the Bundesliga, Bayern Munich beat Mainz 2-0 and James Rodriguez has been sensational since Heynckes has been appointed, because he scored a goal and made a goal. He was man of the match, and right now Real Madrid fans must be tearing their hair out. Why the F did we send him on loan? I haven't got a clue. I don't know, and I'm telling you, I'm from Real Madrid fans, I'm saying the same thing. I gave this guy a lot of stick at the start of the season because James Rodriguez is a big player. I thought he wasn't a Bayern player. Well, he totally is. He's been sensational since Heynckes. Maybe he just carried a lot. He didn't really feel the vibes on the Carlo. Maybe something like that. Just had no confidence. But now he's been sensational. I think he's probably up there with Lewandowski. Maybe one of our Bundesliga players or Bundesliga players of the season this year. He's been amazing. And Bayern keep winning and probably will win another consecutive Bundesliga title. Mainz are now in the relegation playoff. Dortmund win an absolute cracking game against rock bottom Cologne. Bashirari, who couldn't get a game for Chelsea, started this game, scored 2 goals and got an assist. That's right, who would have sunk it? And let's go to show another Chelsea alone does well. Like, what the hell is with these Chelsea players going out and alone and do well? I don't get it. But he was actually Bashirari. He scored a really good first goal. The second goal, you could actually say he could have a hat-trick because one of the goals was offside. Was it offside? Yes, it was. So, yeah. But he was excellent. I thought Schürrle scored an absolute pearl of a goal for the third one, and Bashirari gets a good second goal, even though the defending from Cologne was immensely bad. But Cologne, who actually played really well in this game, had big chances at the end to even get a point, just didn't have that know-how and goal. But Dortmund were all over the place defensively, and you think this manager who's come in, who actually was playing his old team Cologne, who they sacked, it's just not right at Dortmund. It's just something right at Dortmund. For me, I still stand why they sacked Thomas Tuchel. He won them a trophy last year. Yes, it was not a great season, but they still finished second. I think they finished third and won a trophy last year. That's not a bad season for Dortmund. I thought they should keep Thomas Tuchel for another season, but they sacked him anyway because it wasn't not happy with the board or something like that. But right now, it looks like it's going to be Julian Nagelsmann from Hoffenheim is going to get the job next season. I'd be shocked if it's the manager right now. Dortmund, I still think finish top 4 because they finally got a strike in the door. That's not because Bashirari now wants to be in the World Cup team for probably Belgium, and definitely has got potential of being a Dortmund. I actually think he'd be staying Dortmund. He could easily stay at Dortmund for the stable future, and I think that could easily happen. Cologne, big defeat for them, but if they play the way they played against Dortmund, I think they could stay up. But it's going to be very, very tricky. Leipzig win 1-0 against Gladbach, and the guy who was on loan from Everton, Lookman, come off the bench and scored the winner. And I'm telling you right now, what a decent sign that could be, because Timo Werner has just not been doing it this season, and Forsberg struggled this season. Those two look like to be going in the summer. But Lookman, he wants raw potential. He wants to go in there and show what I can do. And my God, Leipzig, you got a decent player in your hands. And Everton, probably stupid enough to sell him right now in the first place. I can understand why he went on. He wants to get the valuable for his career, but he scored a really good goal and got a big win for Leipzig because they were sort of nothing's going right for them. They may not finish top 4, they may get into Europe. Right now, if they keep doing this, it's going to be really difficult for them. But I think they'll probably finish further. Werder Bremen with the upset of the weekend beat Schalke 2-1. Schalke were really proud of this game. I don't know what Schalke were doing this weekend. Bremen, a massive win for them in the relegation battle to get them out of the relegation playoff for now. So that's a massive win. And Werder Bremen, you always feel like they're a massive club, Werder Bremen, but what's happened to them is amazing. Like, they're just falling down. But they can get some momentum like they did last season. We had an unbelievable season. I think they finished 6th or 7th that year. Last season had an amazing end to the season. Then I think they could happen this year. They need to get the main man, Kruse, scoring the goals, which he did in this game. If they do that, I think they'll stay up. Schalke, big dent for their top 4. And last game is Leverkusen finished 0-0 against Freiburg. Massive point for Freiburg, along with Bremen. They're in really good form right now. That's a big point for them to stay in the league. Leverkusen, 2 points drop. Bailey, who's been a mess for them this season, had an off day, you could say. One of those games really where he had so many chances, just couldn't go in the back of the net because the Freiburg made some cracking saves. So a decent point for Freiburg, 2 points drop for Leverkusen. But actually look at it, because Schalke lost, Klaubach didn't win either, so it's more like a point gained in terms of the top 4 race, in terms of the Champions League race. So guys, look at the Bundesliga table where Bayern Munich top it, and they're pretty much way ahead of everybody else, and pretty much should give them the Bundesliga title right now. Leverkusen are second, goal difference above Leipzig. Then it's Dortmund and Schalke, just a point behind them. Then it is Frankfurt, Augsburg, Kolbach, Hoffenheim's form is really iffy at the minute, and Hanover. And the bottom is Hertha, Freiburg, Wolfsburg, Stuttgart, who are really looking precarious, only 1 point above the relegation playoff. Then it's Bremen, Mainz, Hamburg, and Cologne. That is your Bundesliga table for 21 matches. So guys, let's see what happened this week in La Liga. And La Liga this weekend, Barcelona drew 1-1 against Espanyol. Messi did not start in this game. He had a little injury doubt, he could have said, but Espanyol, good point for them, even though Barcelona played Espanyol like 3 or 4 times this month. Like, what the hell? He must be sick and tired of Espanyol. Like, come on, like, play somebody else. Why not play double table like Coruña? Next go, you saved 5 goals this weekend. Don't get it. Anyway, good point for Espanyol in their fight to stay up. As for Barca, Coutinho starting this game, hit the bar in this game, and ever since Coutinho has played for Barcelona, they haven't won. So that's not really a good stat. But he did play well, Coutinho, in bits, but they rely so much on Messi, who, even though Gerard Piqué got a late equaliser, Messi come off the bench and got an assist. But it's a good point for Barcelona. It's a good point for Espanyol. 2 points off Barcelona, but it doesn't really matter, they still win the league anyway. So it's just one of them games really. Atletico Madrid play Valencia in a sort of 2 teams not fighting for the title, 2 teams trying to finish second in the league this season. Atletico Madrid, Correa scored an absolute beast of a goal in the top corner, even though Valencia should have done 10 men, and Godin lost a tooth in this match. It was just one of those crazy games, and Atletico Madrid are the best at winning 1-0. If you look up a stat for 1-0s, they will top it by a country mile. And they should be winning an award for the best team to win 1-0s this season. Atletico Madrid, because they've been done 7 times this season, or 7 or 10 times this season. So they definitely have that know-how, even though Diego Simeone doesn't really play attacking football. Valencia are not in good amount of form now. They've never lost 2 games against the Madrid clubs, against Real Madrid and Atletico Madrid. And they also lost to Las Palmas as well. So they lost 3 defeats in a row. And their sort of form is going down and not up. So they need to find a little bit of momentum now, because right now they're looking behind themselves and not in front of themselves. And the fact at the start of the season they're only a point behind Barcelona, that gap is now an absolute landslide. So 18 points between Barcelona now, so that's a big gap. I need to face some form right now, or I don't think they'll finish in the Champions League spot. Real Madrid's horrific season continues. They couldn't beat a relegation fight in Levante and drew 2-2. Something isn't right at Real Madrid. It just doesn't feel, even though Real Madrid did take the lead in this game, but Levante came back and got a goal. Then they go and took the lead again. But Levante from Pazzini, who they signed from Hellas Verona, don't know why Hellas Verona sold them. They're pretty much going to get relegated now for selling a striker. But maybe they'll keep him up. He came off the bench and scored. But there's nothing right with Real Madrid. Ronaldo got subbed off. He's not happy. He was doing the shush and the eyebrow raising. He doesn't want to be there. It looks like he looks like to be going maybe to MLS. I don't think he'll go to Man United. I just don't think Man United need the player to him that right now. I think they got better tackling that right now. So I don't know. Something isn't right with Real Madrid. I'd be shocked if Zidane loses to PSG in the last 16 in the Champions League. Real Madrid. I'd be shocked if Zidane would be the manager if they do get knocked out against PSG, and because right now that's all they're fighting for really is the Champions League. They're not going to win La Liga because they're 19 points behind. I know they have a game in hand, but would they win that game in hand in their current form? You also look at they got knocked out in the cup by Leganés in the Copa del Rey. Right now all they have is the Champions League. If they're knocked out in that, I'd be shocked if Zidane is still manager. And Ronaldo and Benzema and Bale and Isco and Sergio Ramos are all having a bust up. So right now, I don't know where Real Madrid are going. Big point for Levante in their fight to stay in the league. Sevilla got absolutely molested by Elbar, who won 5-1. That's the biggest win by Elbar this season. That's Sevilla's the biggest defeat this season. Sevilla, who made some decent signings in the end of the transfer window, they were all awful. Even though the guy who did sign did come off the bench, did come on, got a penalty, but it didn't matter. Elbar were the better team. Elbar deserved the 5-1 victory, and Sevilla, I don't think, will finish in the top 4 this season. Real Sociedad, who thrashed Deportivo La Coruña 5-0, and Deportivo La Coruña have now just announced that Clarence Seedorf is the new manager. That doesn't give me hope because he was the manager of AC Milan and he didn't do well there, so doesn't really help Deportivo's form. Doesn't really help them at all. I think they're down Deport. I just don't see where they go. I don't see they can score goals, but my goodness me, they can see a lot of goals. Real Sociedad stay in the league comfortably. They have enough quality in that team, and they win 5-0. And I think they're going to run now. They finish probably mid-table. And last game, it is Alves getting a big win against Celta Vigo, and their race for staying in the league. And I think that takes them above Levante in the table. So it's really tight down there. Who's going to stay up, and who's going to get relegated? So big win for Alves. Celta Vigo, they're going to be okay. So guys, look at the La Liga table where Barcelona top with 58 points, Atletico Madrid is second, then it's Valencia, Real Madrid, Villarreal, Sevilla, Elbar, Celta Vigo, Granola and Real Betis. At the bottom is Getafe, Leganés, Atletico Bilbao, Real Sociedad, Espanyol, Alves, Levante, Deportivo La Coruña, Las Palmas and Malaga. That is your La Liga table after over many games. So guys, let's move on to Serie A. And Serie A this weekend, the two teams fighting for the Scudetto, Napoli and Juventus win. They keep winning because Napoli went 2-0 against Benevento 2-0. Dries Mertens does a wee cheeky chip and Hamsik gets the second goal. As for Juventus, they won 7-0 in a massive spanking 7-0 against Sassuolo, who got their ass swallowed, really. That was a terrible pun. Anyway, good win for them. Higuain got a big hat-trick for him to get his confidence going because he hasn't really struggled for goals, even though he did get a second goal against Chievo in the last game. He gets a hat-trick in this game. But Sassuolo were awful and made some many errors. But Khedira also, he's been in the goals recently. He scored 2 in this game. But pretty much anybody could have scored in this game apart from Dybala, who wasn't in the squad because of an injury. So a big win for Juventus and Napoli. And I think right now I have no idea who's going to Scudetto race. I want Napoli to win it because I'm sick and tired of Juventus winning Serie A Scudetto race. Win it, give it to somebody else. But probably Juventus may win for another season. Inter Milan's horrific 2018 continues. They still haven't won a game in 2018. That's their 5th draw in a row, and they couldn't beat a relegation fighting Crotone. They couldn't beat Spa, who were fighting for relegation last weekend, and then they couldn't beat Crotone. Like, who are they playing next? Fucking Verona. They couldn't beat them next. I don't get it. Something's around Inter Milan. There's just the wheels are starting to come off Inter Milan's season. Right now, I don't even think they're finishing top 4. This season. I don't think they'll be in the Champions League spot. I don't see it. Just something's not right. Spalletti's under big pressure. There's very speculation that Antonio Conte could be doing. Diego Simeone has always been in that Inter Milan job, and he looks like to be the guy because Inter Milan want him more than Conte. So you have to wait and see now. But I'd be shocked. Something needs. It just feels like a caddy. If he doesn't start, which he didn't start in this game because of injury, If he doesn't score the goals, they are effed pretty much. So that's what I feel like. He is so big for Inter Milan. If Icardi doesn't score the goals for Inter Milan, they don't win. Simple as that. So big problems for Inter this season. Big problems. If they don't turn the season around, they could easily finish 6th or maybe 5th this season. Big point for Crotone, and they're fighting to stay up. Roma get a 1-0 win against Hellas Verona. And Nangolan, I think, scored the goal in this game. No, who scored the goal? No, actually, it was the new guy scored the goal in this game in the first minute. But that was all to say. This game was terrible. It was awful. The football I was watching was bang average. Jaguars had a chance at the end. It wasn't a great game. Roma just did enough. And now are only, I think, a point or 2 points behind Inter Milan. That's going to be really tight. Who's going to finish in the top 3 this season? AC Milan, Juventus and Udinese are fighting for Europa League spots along with Sampdoria, and those two, and Udinese and AC Milan drew 1-1. Suso scored an absolute thunderbolt of a goal, and it was unbelievable. And but Udinese get a goal back because AC Milan just do not know how to win games by 1-0. Maybe they should take tips from Diego Simeone, Atletico Madrid, but Gattuso, it just hasn't happened to them really. I know they beat Lazio, they can't beat Udinese. Their away form this season has been awful into Milan, and pretty much it's going to be very difficult for them to get a Europa League spot this year. Udinese, good point for them, and they've had a really good season. And last game, Atalanta beat Chievo 1-0, and their fight along with Udinese and AC Milan along with Sampdoria, they are now above AC Milan on the table, I think on goal difference or by a point, but they've showed potential. I mean, Capo Gomez has really become a big player for them this season, apart from Cassie, who went to AC Milan. So they are sort of really tight for those spots in the Europa League. It's between Samp, Udinese, AC Milan, and Atalanta who get that. Torino, I just think 2 behind, but it's going to be really interesting who gets the Europa League spot this year. Chievo needs to stay up. So guys, let's look at the Serie A table where Napoli topped on by 1 point ahead of Juventus, then it's Lazio, then it's Inter Milan, Roma, Sampdoria, Atalanta, AC Milan and Udinese. At the bottom, Torino, Fiorentina, Bologna, Cagliari, Chievo, Sassuolo, Genoa, Crotone, Spa, Verona and Benevento. That is your Serie A table after 23 matches. And now we move on to last League Earn. And League Earn, PSG whip Leo 3-0. Neymar is just making this league literally a piece of fucking piss. Because he goes and do tricks and flicks and he doesn't care because he wants to boss the league. He's just like a rapper, just spitting bars and making mixtapes. Okay, maybe not like that. But he is just disrespecting League Earn really. Just doing things that think, fuck this league's a piece of crap. Who gives a damn? I don't care about League Earn. I want to win the Champions League. So it's a little bit disrespectful what he's doing, but I get it. He's a top player. He's just showing what he can do. Leo need to be careful. Leo looks like to be maybe relegation to League 2, maybe staying up, but it doesn't really matter because because it looks like Bielsa is out of a job, and because there's very speculation he wants to go back to Argentina and manage Boca Juniors. So I don't know what happens where we come from, but it looks like it's going to happen. Leo look like to be going down to League 2. PSG are going to win the league this year, but can they win against Real Madrid in the Champions League? That is the win I can't wait to see, because that's the match I've been looking forward to since it's been drawn. Marseille are now up to second with a big win against Metz in a 6-3 win, and Flora Turban scored a hat-trick in this game, also set up 2 goals, and he probably has been their best player this season. Actually, he has been their best player this season, and it just fought to say, why the fuck did he not do enough for Newcastle? I don't get it. Like, maybe he just needed maybe he just needed time to get used to the Premier League. Maybe he wasn't mature enough or something. I don't know, because I know League Earn's not a good league, but fuck me, you don't put 3 past them. So he's been up to this season. Payet has scored, I think also scored a goal in this game, but he's not looked like Payet of old. Metz just played Marseille at the wrong time and looked like to be going to League 2. But Marseille, I think, maybe from second. but I think they will finish in the Champions League spot this season. The big game down in the Champions League places was Monaco versus Lyon in a 3-2 win for Monaco, but Lyon were 2-0 up in this game and a man up in this game, and they still lost. How the hell did you manage to do that? And Farkap and the goalkeeper Sibatic was injured. They came off injury. Oh man, unbelievable. But give credit to guys due for Monaco. They show mentality like they do as champions to come back in the game, and that's a big win for Monaco because if Lyon won that match, I think it's 4 points, and their form is awful at this stage of the season, Monaco. So that's a big win to gallon their season up. Monaco, big defeat. And ever since they beat Lyon, ever since Lyon's beaten PSG, they've lost 2 in a row. The Bordeaux and the Monaco. Maybe they have a hangover from beating Paris Saint-Germain. Probably should. Probably did. Good win for Monaco in their fight for the top 3. And last 2 games, Bordeaux and Saint-Etienne win 2-0 against 2 teams fighting for the relegation zone. Big win for them 2 teams. Bordeaux are up to 9th. Saint-Etienne, I think, are up to mid-table. So big wins for those 2 teams to stay up this year. And that's back-to-back wins for Bordeaux under their new manager, Gus Payet. And Saint-Etienne under their new coach. Also, Bonan Debussy, who's a free agent from them. He scored in this game, so did Remy Cabella. So good win for those 2 teams to stay in the league for another season. So guys, let's look at the league earned table. Where PSG top 62 points, then it's Marseille, Monaco, Lyon, Nantes, there's a big gap back to Nantes, Montpellier, Nice, Bordeaux, Gagnon and Rennes. At the bottom is Caen, Saint-Etienne, Dijon, Strasbourg, Toulouse, a massive win for them. Now moves them out of the relegation zone. Alger, Rennes, Lille, Troyes, Metz. That is your league earned table. After 24 matches, and we're really at the end of the season with 12 games to go, it's going to be really tight. Who gets Champions League spots and who goes down in League Earned. So guys, that's the end of the football impact for this episode. Hope you guys enjoyed. Hope you guys are on a smashing day. Please like, subscribe, and outro is out.